All right, so we're diving deep today into, the world of psychology.
Yeah, okay.
There's fascinating little insights about, people and relationships and all the things that make you kind of go like,
Yeah.
We've got a whole bunch of different sources for this one. So this is going to be fun.
I love it.
It's going to be like a little whirlwind tour through all these different ideas.
Okay.
So one of the things that I thought was really interesting is this idea.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is true.
Yeah.
But I thought it was, intriguing to think about.
Yeah.
The idea that the people who project the most happiness may actually be carrying a lot of pain.
Oh, interesting.
But they're choosing to kind of channel that into kindness instead. Does that resonate with you?
That makes sense. I think, sometimes when you've been through something really difficult, it gives you this well of empathy to draw from.
Right.
And so, you've felt that pain yourself, and so you meet other people with kindness.
Right. So they're kind of turning that pain into almost like a positive force out in the world.
Exactly. It's like a beautiful transformation of that pain.
Yeah. That's really interesting. Okay. So let's shift gears for a sec. Let's talk about relationships.
Oh, I love it.
One of the things that our sources really emphasized is this idea of choosing your partner.
Okay.
Like consciously choosing to focus on the relationship and prioritize it.
Absolutely.
Because I think there's so many distractions.
Yeah. Especially nowadays.
These days, right.
Right. It's so easy to get pulled in different directions.
Totally.
Right. You have all these options all the time, right at your fingertips.
Exactly.
And so to really nurture and prioritize a relationship, you have to
be very deliberate.
You have to choose it.
Yeah.
And you have to weed out those distractions.
Right.
So it's like
it's almost like a garden.
Yeah.
You have to tend to it.
Right. Yeah.
You got to pull out the weeds,
right,
so that the flower can bloom.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love is a garden.
Such beautiful analogy. Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of those long-term relationships, right? There was this interesting idea about friendships that hit the 7-year mark.
Okay.
So friendships that have lasted for at least 7 years are much more likely to last a lifetime.
Okay.
Apparently.
Interesting.
What do you think?
I think that probably means
you've gone through something significant together.
Right, because 7 years is a long time.
You've had enough time to experience the ups and downs, to see each other grow and change.
Exactly.
And really build that foundation of trust. So I think that really speaks to the depth of the relationship.
Yeah, the depth and the shared history.
Yeah, the shared history, exactly. That. Okay, this next one is, it made me laugh out loud when I read it.
Okay.
It just said, adulting is eating the crust because you paid for it.
That is so true.
Right. It's so true.
Love that.
It's so relatable.
Yeah, it's like who actually likes the crust?
It's like the responsibility of being an adult, even when you don't enjoy it.
Yeah, but also
that satisfaction that comes from
knowing that
I'm not going to eat it.
Yeah, you're making the most of it.
Yep, totally.
Yeah.
It
and that kind of relates back to relationships too.
Yeah.
Like choosing.
Like choosing to work through
those hard parts.
Yeah.
Because you're invested.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you've put in the time.
I'm invested.
You've put in the effort.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
You got to see it through.
Okay, so this next one is kind of interesting.
Okay.
It's this idea that sometimes distance can actually strengthen a bond.
Interesting.
Yeah, that sounds...
So sometimes absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when you're apart, you have that space to appreciate the other person and to miss them.
Yeah.
And
but to maybe even have some time to grow yourself.
Yeah, what you value
about
that relationship.
Totally.
And then, you bring those new experiences back to the relationship.
Right, exactly.
And so...
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think a little bit of distance can actually rekindle that flame.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like
it gives you that perspective.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you can see
the whole forest for the trees. So one of the things that the sources really highlighted was how much actions speak louder than words.
Yes. Absolutely.
Like, especially when somebody's nonverbal cues are kind of betraying their true feelings.
Yeah, like sometimes you could explain something and the other person's just staring at you silently.
Right.
And that
tells you
that any words could.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like
their body
their body language
is betraying
them.
Your true thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a secret language that we all speak.
Yeah. That's really interesting. Okay, this next one is, I think this is for you, sunshine lovers out there.
Okay.
Apparently, enjoying sunny days can make you more open to falling in love.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So, sunshine boosts serotonin.
Right, which is mood regulator.
Serotonin makes you happy.
Right. So when you're feeling good.
So when you feel good physically, you're more likely to feel good emotionally and be open.
And then more open to
making connections. Yeah.
Right. So the sunshine is
brightening your outlook.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So speaking of preferences. What about people who always want the window seat?
Oh, interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
There was this.
So maybe they like to have that little bit of solitude.
Right. Like their own.
They have that separation from everyone else.
They can look out.
Yes.
The world going by.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a little, moment of peace.
Then maybe need a little more of that.
Yeah, they need to recharge their
their social batteries. Yeah. All right, let's talk about sleep.
Oh, sleep is so important.
Right, so important,
and so much more than just rest.
Yeah,
it's essential for your.
Really highlighted how damaging
body.
Lack of sleep is.
And reset.
When you don't get enough sleep, your immune system weakens.
You're running your car.
Your cognitive function is impaired.
Yeah, changing the oil. Your stress hormones increase.
Eventually, it's just going to break down.
It
raises the risk of all sorts of health problems. It's like
that's it.
Running your car without ever changing the oil.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's just going to break down.
Okay.
Yeah.
This next one was kind of surprising to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this idea that mismatched educational levels in relationships can actually impact both mental and physical health.
Interesting.
Right.
So, I think it's not about
judging anyone's education level, but it's about acknowledging that different backgrounds can create challenges. It might be differences in values, life goals, or even earning potential. And those
and all of that can create stress.
Stress and strain in the relationship.
Totally.
And so
so it's really about
contribute to poor
compatibility on deeper levels.
Mental and physical health for both partners.
Okay, let's unpack this word, soulmates.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of people have different ideas about
I think so too.
What that means.
Yeah, definitely. The sources that we looked at were defining a soulmate as not somebody who completes you, but rather somebody who
challenges you to grow. Yes.
So it's not about filling a void.
Finding someone to fill a void,
but finding someone who
inspires you
to be a better,
better version of
yourself.
Yeah.
That's
powerful.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's a much more dynamic.
I like that a lot.
Empowering view.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of growth and change, right?
Right.
One of the things that the sources talked about was how the accusation of you've changed often comes from the accuser's inability to adapt
to the other person's evolution.
Yeah. It's not that. So change is inevitable.
Right.
Especially in the context of long-term relationship grow up.
Allow for their
priorities shift,
change and growth.
Their perspectives evolve.
Yeah.
And so when someone accuses their partner of changing, it might be more about their own struggle to adjust their expectations.
It's almost like
it's a genuine fault on the other person.
On the accuser's part.
Right.
Like their inability to...
Yeah, it's about being flexible to go with the flow.
Yeah.
And having open communication.
So this kind of brings us to another point that I thought was really interesting. And that is this idea that those little disagreements, right?
Yeah.
The small arguments can actually be a sign that you care deeply about each other.
The small arguments can be healthy.
Right. Yeah.
They show
you're invested in the relationship. You're willing to voice your opinions. Work through your differences.
Willing to work through it.
Yeah.
And ultimately,
instead of just
strengthen the bond.
It's about finding healthy ways to express your needs and concerns.
Okay, so maybe those little spats aren't always a bad thing.
Not always.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for all the overthinkers out there, good news.
Okay.
Apparently, overthinking can actually be a strength.
Okay.
It can lead...
It's about reframing the narrative.
Analytical skills.
Right.
While...
Instead of beating yourself up, rumination.
Yeah, for overthinking, maybe...
Debilitating. It can also be...
Think about it as, a sign of highly analytical mind.
Actually a good thing.
Right. Yeah. Overthinkers tend to consider multiple angles.
Yeah. You're just very...
Analyze situations thoroughly and come up with...
creative solutions.
Yeah, analytical and come up with...
So you're considering all...
negative solutions.
Yeah. Okay. It's about channel. So
your mental energy.
Yeah, basically looking for the
positive side of it.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This next one is a little more somber.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes those really bright smiles that we see are actually masking heavy burdens.
I think that's a testament to human resilience.
I think this speaks to the importance of being kind to everybody.
And our capacity.
Yeah, to protect ourselves and others from pain.
Sometimes a smile is a shield that we use.
Yeah.
Navigate difficult emotions.
Totally, yeah.
Present a brave face to the world.
Present a brave face to the world.
Yeah. It's a reminder. Totally. Yeah. Okay, good news for all of you who talk to yourself, like me.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's a sign. Yeah.
So self-talk, when done constructively, can be a valuable tool.
Yeah.
It
can be.
It can help you
a good thing
with problem solving. It can help you with self-soothing.
Yeah.
It can help you boost your motivation.
Like an internal.
It suggests a strong internal dialogue.
Right.
And an ability to reflect on your thoughts and feelings.
Like coaching yourself.
Yeah.
Through.
It's like having your own internal coach.
Right.
Yeah.
Guiding you.
Yeah. So keep talking to yourself, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. So the sources also made a point of differentiating solitude from being antisocial.
Right.
So solitude
is about intentionally choosing to spend time alone
for yourself, for introspection, for creativity, for personal growth,
to kind of like hit the pause button,
to connect with your
inner self and return to your social life.
Yeah. Feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. Yeah, it's like hitting the pause button.
To reconnect with yourself.
Yeah, just taking some time.
Yeah, exactly. On the world to reconnect with yourself.
You taking some time?
Yeah, exactly.
For yourself.
Yeah.